Hello, my fabulous fourth graders. Welcome to our Thursday whole group math lesson. Right now you should be in page 31 in your binder and page 219 in your book. If you need to pause the video and set that up, please do that. Okay, we're just gonna go over our dividing with partial quotients. We're dividing 252 divided by 3. All right, so step 1, we're gonna set up our equation and extend the right side. Let's do that. All right, step 1 is done. Step 2, write multiples of your divisor. Our divisor is 3. Now, remember when I said we have like 2-digit, 3-digit numbers? Let's take a look at that first one here. I see 25. So I can take my 3 and I know that I need to multiply it by multiples of 10. So I'm just going to start here by doing 3 times, let's start with 100. We get 300. That one's too small. Let's do 3 times 80. 3 times 8 is 24, add a 0 on the end. Ooh, that's really close, right? All right, now, step 3, let's look at our dividend to determine which multiple is closest. So we did 180. 300 got us too much. So we went down to, and we got 240. So let's circle our multiple of 80. Then we need to record the partial quotient. Record the partial quotient on the side. Then multiply with our divisor. Well, we already did 80 times 30, and we got 240. Let's write it underneath. Next, I'm going to subtract from the dividend. 2 minus 0 is 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. So now I have 12. Step 4 tells me I need to repeat the above steps until we're at 0 or our remainder is less than your divisor. So 12 is not quite 0, and my number here is not less than my divisor, it's more, so I need to keep going. So when I do my multiples, I know if I do 3 times 4, it will give me 12. So now I'm gonna record my partial quotient, multiply with the divisor. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract from the dividend. 12 minus 12 is 0. Now, step 4, I'm repeating those steps until I'm at 0. I am at 0. So now I can move to step 5. Step 5, I simply just need to add my partial quotients. Okay, so over on the side, I have 80 plus 4 giving me 84. So 252 divided by 3 is 84. All right, we'll keep this in mind and reference this as we need to. Now I would like you to turn to page 219 in your book. Again, if you need to pause the video to set that up, go ahead. All right. The new reading room in the library is 9 feet long. It is divided into a reading area and a help desk area. It has a total area of 153 square feet. What is the total width of the new reading room? Use the model to help you solve this problem. Solve this problem using any strategy you choose. Okay, so let's think about what we got to do here. We know that the reading room is 9 feet long, and it is divided into a reading area and a help desk. It has a total area of 153 square feet. What is the total width of the new reading room? All right, so we have our total area, which is 153. We know that the library is 9 feet long. So over here, they already have this. The library is 9 feet long. The total area is 153. So I know from here to here, I need to split it up. I have 10 already here. I need to figure out what's gonna go here. Now, if I were to multiply these, I can find my area over here because I already have the length and the width. It's split up here. 9 times 10 is 90. Now, over here, I'm not sure. I don't have the length or the width, but I do have some information up here, right? I know that the total area is 153 square feet, meaning that this entire area here is 153. Now, they split it up and we just found the reading area. So I can take my total area of 153 and subtract my reading area to figure out what's left for my help desk area. So we're gonna set that up on the side. Remember, if I'm going too fast for you, don't forget to pause. All right, 3 minus 0 is 3. 5 minus 9, oh, can't do that. We need to regroup, right? All right, let's borrow from over here, giving this 0. This gives us 15. 15 minus 9 is 6. So now I know this area is 63 square feet. Now, it's asking me what is the total width of the new room. I don't know my total width yet, but I do know that something times something is going to give me 63. Now, if you remember back when we did area and perimeter, but when you even did it back in 3rd grade, the length of this is the same as here, correct? So I know that this over here is going to be 9 feet. That's going to help me out. Now, remember when we do area, it is length times width to give us our area. Now, we do know our area, right? So we could plug that in, okay? Area equals length times width. We do know our area. Let's plug that in. Our length is 9, but we don't know our width. So I can flip this to a division problem. 63 divided by 9. Now let's take this back and use our partial quotients to help us here. So step 1, we're going to set it up with extended right side. All right. Let's extend that right side. Step 2 tells me I need to write some multiples of my divisor. Okay, so I have 9 here. Let's try 9. 10 will be too much. Let's bump down to 5. 9 times 5 is 45. That's pretty close. Let's use that one. So I found my multiple. Now I need to record my partial quotient. So over here, I'm going to write 5. Then I need to multiply with the divisor. 9 times 5 is 45. Next, I need to subtract from the dividend. All right, 3 minus 5, I can't do that. I need to regroup. 13 and 5. 13 minus 5 is 8. 5 minus 4 is 1. Now, this one we should know, right? 9 times 2 is going to give us 18. So now I found out my other partial quotient. I'm going to record it. I'm going to multiply. Then I need to subtract. 18 minus 18 is 0. I have hit 0, so I can move to step 5. Add my partial quotients. 5 plus 2 equals 7. 63 divided by 9 is 7. So now I have found that the width is 7 of my help desk area. But I'm still not done, because what they asked me is, what is the total width of the new reading room? This is the entire reading room. So to figure out the entire width, I just simply need to add these two together. 10 plus 7 equals 17. So it is 17 feet wide. All right. Now we're going to go on to our book page 221. Number 1, Hillary has 254 tokens to use for games at Pizza Mania. She would like to use an equal number of tokens for each of the 3 visits she has planned. Will Hillary be able to use the same amount of tokens for each visit? Okay, so think about what we know. She has a total of 254 tokens. She would like to use an equal number of tokens for each 3 visits. Will she be able to use the same amount of tokens for each visit? So now I know my total. I know I'm going to be doing it equal groups, so I know I must divide. All right, let's use our partial quotients. All right, let's see if we can remember our steps. Let's set it up. 254 divided by 3. What's step 1? Hopefully you're yelling at me to drop that line. Step 2, I need to write multiples of my divisor. Now look here, remember we got a 3-digit here, so I need to be doing multiples of 10. So if I look 25, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Ooh, 8 will get me there close, right? So let's make it 80. 3 times 80 gives me 240. Circle my multiple, write it as a partial quotient, multiply by the divisor. 80 times 3 is 240. What comes next? Yep, subtract it. 4 minus 0 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. And 2 minus 2 is 0. What's step 4? What's step 4? Oh, I know. We have to repeat the above steps until we hit 0, or our our remainder is smaller than our divisor. Well, 14 is not 0, nor is it smaller than 3. So we got to keep going. Let's do some more multiples. All right, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Too much. So let's do 12. 3 times 4 gives us 12. I'm going to record 4 as my partial quotient. Then I'm going to multiply by the divisor. 4 times 3 is 12. Next, I subtract. 4 minus 2 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. I'm not at 0 yet, but my remainder is smaller than my divisor, so I am done. I can move on to step 5, which is to add my partial products together. 80 plus 4 is 84. Then I have this remainder of 2. So 254 divided by 3 would be 84 R2. Remainder of 2. All right. Whew. So I figured out how many tokens she can spend for each visit. Now, will Hillary be able to use the same amount of tokens for each visit? Okay, so we know that Hillary, she can use 84 each visit, but she's going to have those 2 left over. She has enough to do 3 visits, correct? And she'll have 2 left over. All right, on to number 2. How many 4s are in 6,787? So let's start dividing. All right. 6,787 divided by 4. Let's draw our line. Step 2, let's write some multiples of 4. I see my first 2 numbers are 6, 7. All right. Now, if I do 4 times 10, that will get me pretty close, right? 4 times 10 equals 40. I could go even higher. 4 times 11 is 44. You can choose either one of those. I think 10's really easy to add. So let's start there, okay? Now, if we just do 4 times 10, we're just gonna get 40. I have 2 other place values here. So I should add 2 zeros onto that, making it 4 times 1,000. That's gonna give me 4,000. All right, now I'm gonna write my partial quotient of 1,000. Then I need to multiply by the divisor. 1,000 times 4 is 4,000. Next, I have to subtract. 7 minus 0 is 7. 8 minus 0 is 8. 7 minus 0 is 7. 6 minus 4 is 2. Now I have 2,787. All right, let's take a look at these first ones. I have 27. Let's see. 24 is pretty close to that. I know that 4 times 6 is going to give me 24. Add 2 zeros. So 4 times 6, 24. 2 zeros, giving me a total of 2,400. So underneath here, I'm going to write my partial quotient of 600. Then I'm going to multiply 600 times 4, 2,400. Then I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 0 is 7. 8 minus 0 is 8. 7 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. All right, getting smaller, we're getting closer. All right, now I see 38. Well, if we know our multiples of 4, we know 36 is pretty close. Then we still have another place value over here. So if I do 4 times 90, I will get 4 times 9 is 36. Add a 0, 360. All right, I'm going to write my partial quotient over here of 90. 90 times 4 is 360. Then I subtract. 7 minus 0 is 7. 8 minus 6 is 2. 3 minus 3 is 0. All right, now I have 27. I can just think of my skip counting of 4. How close can I get to 27? Well, I know if I do 4 times 6, I get 24. I'm going to record my partial, now space here. Record my partial quotient, multiply it. 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract. 7 minus 4 is 3. 2 minus 2 is 0. Now, I'm not at 0, but my remainder is smaller than my divisor. So now I'm going to take my partial quotients over here, and I'm going to add them together. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is, and plus 6 is 6. 0 plus 0 plus 9 is 9. 0 plus 6 is 6. 1 plus nothing is 1. So I have 1,696 with the remainder of 3. So you can make 1,696 groups of 4s in 6,787. Whew. All right, we can do, let's try and fit in a few more. All right, let's just do number 17 here. So go ahead and open up your book or flip your book to page 218. We are going to do number 7, which is the quotient of 3,858 divided by 8. Quotient means an answer to a division problem. There's our division problem. All right, now you can solve this however you would like to. I'm going to stick with our partial quotients. All right, let's set it up. 3,858 divided by 8. Draw my line. Now I'm going to do some multiples. All right, multiples of 8. I see 38 here. Oh, that's really close to 32, right? I know that 8 times 4 will give me 32. Then I have 2 place values left over. So 1, 2 zeros I'm going to add. All right, 8 times 4 is 32. Bring over those 2 zeros. This is the multiple I'm using, so I'm going to record my partial quotient over here. Then I'm going to multiply. 400 times 8 is 3,200. Now I'm going to subtract. 8 minus 0 is 8. 5 minus 0 is 5. 8 minus 2 is 6. 3 minus 3 is 0. All right. Now we're going to get down here. We got 658 left. If I look at my first 2 digits, I see 65. Oh, Miss Pearson's favorite multiplication sentence is going to be used. I know that 8 times 8 gives me 64. Then I would need to add 1 0 here. 8 times 8 is 64. Bring 1 0 over. All right, I'm using 80. Going to record that as my partial quotient. Then I'm going to multiply. 80 times 8 is 640. Now I'm going to subtract. 8 minus 0 is 8. 5 minus 4 is 1. 6 minus 6 is 0. Now I need to get close to 18. If I do 8 times 2, that will give me 16. So let's use 2 as our partial quotient. Record your partial quotient. Multiply it by the divisor. 2 times 8 is 16. Then subtract. 8 minus 6 is 2. 1 minus 1 is 0. I'm not at 0, but my remainder is less than my divisor. So now I can move on to that last step of adding my partial quotients up. 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 8 is 8. 4 plus nothing is 4. So I have 482 with the remainder of 2. C is my answer. All right, my fabulous 4th graders, I would like you to get on your quick check, do 5.5 quick check, then do your fluency flights and the IXL code for the day. If you get all that done, move on to your binder pages. I believe, let's see, your binder pages are gonna be, all right, 31, 32. So it should be around 33 to 35 for your binder pages, okay? All right. Have a fabulous day. I will see you Friday. Bye-bye.